Hello, everyone. Rob Rainwater here, Profit Team Consulting. Thinking about starting, enough but starting a short segment called Ask Rob. I get a lot of questions sent to me, emails, questions, things like that about my thoughts, and I thought, why not take those questions, bring them on, or bring the question on, do a little video regarding the questions, and that way, I'm sure a lot of the questions I receive are, you know, same questions a lot of people want to know the answers to. So we'll start volume one, ask Rob. So the first question I got is from Ben. Um, he said, from your work with so many salespeople in our industry, have you developed any standard metrics? I'm curious on what you think a salesperson should be doing for calls per day. How about outbound calls? Also, what do you think an average salesperson should be doing per month? And then he tells me the location of where the yard is. So this is a very familiar question, and I'm getting so many different questions regarding how long should my person be on the phone per day? How many phone calls should they be taking a day? How long should those calls be? How many outbound calls should they be making? Uh, this question just comes a lot, and there's not a standard answer. The first thing is, there's so many different phone systems, there's so many different phone metrics that are out there. Yards are looking at how many inbound calls, outbound calls, those types of things, but this factor, right? You got the cell phone factor, email factor, text messaging, Skypes, pin chats, car part messenger. There's multiple avenues of how I'm receiving contact. So to me, the first measurable should be lookups or your activity. How many parts is the person looking up a day? That's going to be the only thing that will neutralize all the different avenues that are available to make measurements. Like, how many parts do I look up a day? The next measuring stick is, I don't give, 10 cents about how many phone calls did I take, how many lookups did I do, how long were the phone calls, those types of things. I'm measuring people by one thing. It's invoices. How many invoices are you doing a day? More importantly, how many invoices are you generating per hour? When it boils down to it, that is really the only measurement that I can look at, that I can really make a judgment. It is how many invoices per hour. I feel that should be figured out gross, not net. I understand there's going to be returns. I think a salesperson's reasons for the returns are such a small percentage, meaning I billed it to the wrong customer or I sold them the wrong side door. As far as a percentage of your returns, the error of the salesperson is minimal there, right? Depending on what network are you in, how much do you sell yard to yard? Are you a mechanical facility? Are you more of a body part facility? There's lots of factors in there to measuring what can happen. More importantly to me, yes, do I want to measure how do I have 3 people at my yard that are looking up 150 parts a day and I have one that's looking up 25? Yes, I need to look at that. Yes, I need to look at what the outbound calls are. Are you trained how to make outbound calls? Are you trained who should I be calling back? How do I call back? How do I make cold calls? Right? Just saying go do it. Right? My dumb dad analogy for this is, one thing that every sales manager or every owner trains all of their salespeople to do is, anybody comes in and asks for me or anybody calls for me, do not send them to me. Take a message. You are the gatekeeper. Don't let anybody pass the gate. Well, now you're saying to your salespeople, I want you to call and try to get by all the gatekeepers. How do I do that? Yes, there is a way to do that. I'm not going to get into that on that call. That's what my training's for. That's what I can work with and help train your people on. But what are those expectations? Well, first off, the expectation should be coming from, how many cars am I buying? What dollars am I spending? How many cars am I buying a month? How many cars am I dismantling? How often am I repricing my inventory? Because if we're going to be realistic, right, 40, 50% of the sales that you have on your in-stock parts are generated from some sort of electronic data match, car part, all those things. That's organically put in for most of your salespeople to do that. Can they make a difference? Yes, they can make a difference. Am I recognizing days in stock? Am I recognizing sales suggestions? Am I doing those things to determine this part needs to be negotiated or sold? That's really the number one step in what they may have involvement in. But a true salesperson, right, in a normal situation, because there's lots of other abnormal situations. What's the location of your yard? Those types of things geographically. But where you're going to make a difference as a salesperson is your brokered profit, brokered dollars earned, and warranty sales. That's where a true salesperson can bring something to the table. Bragging about that I do $200,000 a month in yard-to-yard sales through the PRP trailer is not something to brag to me about. That didn't take the effort. That was the back of the house, buying cars, inventorying cars, and producing all of those widgets for you to just take pin chats and Skypes on, right, to sell those parts, right? If I'm measuring something, Ben, right, who sent the question in, I'm looking at what percentage of my salespeople's sales are going to end users. Is the end user growth growing? Are we growing end user customers, which allow me then to broker and allow me to sell warranty and sell my in-stock parts? But that organically is going to happen. So when I'm looking at measuring statistics, what I'm looking at is how many invoices an hour are you producing, gross, before credits, right? What percentage of your sales are going to true end user customers, not right? Anything retail or wholesale, no yard to yard sales included in that. What percentage of my end user sales are brokered? What percentage of profit am I gaining? And what percentage of those end user sales do I have warranty sold on? So when we're looking at those statistics, that's what I'm measuring you by. I can sit there and bang the crap out of the phone and say, look, I took 200 phone calls today, but I produced 25 invoices. Well, this guy took 75 phone calls and he produced 30 invoices. Who's the better salesperson? The one that's creating invoices is the better salesperson. The one that is brokering and creating end user sales. So when I look at what should a salesperson be doing, well, that's based on how many cars you're buying, how many cars are you dismantling, what are you doing? Are you a part of a network? Are you brokering parts? Do you have a good warranty program? I can't tell you this guy should be doing this, but if I'm at the yard for every year that I'm there or 6 months that I'm there, I should be getting better. I should be building my customer base. I should be building my end user customers, which then means organically my sales should be going up, my brokering should be going up, and my warranties going up. If I have a salesperson that's a 10-year veteran and he's done $225,000 a month for the last 7 years consistently every month, that is not good enough for me. How the prices are going up of the parts, and you should be gaining your end user customer base. What percentage that goes up, that depends on population. That depends on the cars you've bought. There's so much that factors into that. But the longer I'm there, the more I should be growing organically through an end user customer base. If I'm going the opposite way, then I'm the old guy that's been at the place forever, and on the yard sales are growing and my end user aren't. That's will. Right. I don't have the drive. I'm getting lazy and I'm getting comfortable, and I can come up with, I'm busy doing all those sales. Right. So how is the commission structure built around where are the points for me to earn more money? Should be broker profit, should be warranty. I still want to grow my base. So to answer that question, Ben, it's very hard for me to say this is what it is. But the first thing I'm measuring is saying, hey, how many invoices you're producing an hour for this company. Then I'm going to look at the percentage of lookups you're doing on average. That's how I'm telling that, the temperature of what I'm doing. What is your closing percentage, right? Which isn't really correct in any of the yard management systems, but we'll consistently look at it to be inconsistent. But if I'm looking to measure things, this is where I'm starting. Am I getting my people the training? Am I teaching them how to make callbacks and make cold calls and build a customer base and follow up and do the proper things? Right? Those are things that I cover in my weekly sales training classes. I have new groups that are starting in January. Please feel free to reach out. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm hoping that if you guys can reach out to me, send me emails with your questions, and I will follow up if I get 2 or 3 questions I think that are valid, that'll help a lot of people. I'm going to hop on, do a quick video, and do that. But thanks everyone for 10 minutes. I hope I answered your question, Ben. And any more questions, please get them to me, and we'll do that. Have a great day.